So yesterday we talked about triangle inequality, what made a triangle, what didn't make a triangle. Today we're going to talk about the interior and exterior angles of a polygon. So before I start there, I need to bring up a picture of some polygons. Okay, so most of these you should already know. Yes? Square, rectangle, are all rectangle squares? No, but all squares are rectangles, right? Yeah. The definition of a rectangle are two pairs of congruent sides. The definition of a square is all congruent sides, right? So we have a pentagon has 5, hexagon has 6, heptagon has 7, octagon has 8, nonagon has 9, and decagon has 10. Anything above 10, they will just say 12agon, 13agon. Some of them have special names, they just won't use them. Okay, and it's important you know that because in the problem it will say the heptagon has one angle that's this or whatever. So when you hear heptagon, you need to know there's how many sides? 7. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so we're going to be using that information today. So, looking at this picture down here, how many sides does this shape have? This polygon have? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what shape is that? Hexagon. Okay, so it says there are blank triangles in every n-sided polygon. So what I'm going to do is if I take this vertice and I draw a line to the next one, to the next one, and to the next one. How many triangles did I draw?
2, 3.
4. There are 4 triangles there?
4, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought you meant like, never mind.
No, those are lines.
I was thinking one.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question. This is a rectangle, yes?
Yeah.
And if I do the same thing, I only have one line I can draw, correct? How many triangles are there? 2. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5. What shape is this? Pentagon. So if I do the same thing, 3. So 4 sides, I had 2 triangles. 5 sides, I had 3. 6, I had 4. What's the relationship between 4 and 2, 6 and 4, 5 and 3? What's the relationship between those two numbers?
However many sides there are, there's
It's always subtracting by 2.
You're always subtracting by 2. So the formula, there are n minus 2 triangles in every n-sided polygon. So if I have 20 sides, how many triangles can I make? 18. 15 sides? 13. Got it? Okay. Now we have the sum of the interior angles of any n-sided polygon is. Now I have a question for you. What shapes did we make over here? Triangles. What do you know about the angles in a triangle?
They all equal 180.
They all equal 180, yeah? So how do you think I figure out all these angles? I take 180, because that's how many degrees are in one triangle, yes?
Yeah.
And I multiply it by the number of triangles. What's the number of triangles?
4.
No, of anything.
And minus 2.
And minus 2. Where'd the 180 come from?
All the angles added up in a triangle.
Right. We know that a triangle has an 180 degrees in it, correct?
Yeah.
And if I have n minus 2 triangles, wouldn't I just multiply the triangles times the 180? Yeah? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. So it's going to be 180 times 7 minus 2. So 180 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 900 degrees. So if I add all these angles up, what do I get? 900 degrees. So over here, the first one, it was 6-sided, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 180 times 6 minus 2. So 180 times 4. So 0, 2, 3, 720. So every hexagon has a total of what for all the angles? 720. Every heptagon has what? 900. Every time you go up, you're going to go up by how much? 180, because that's how many degrees are in one triangle. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, do you need to know these formulas?
Yes.
Yes. Am I good? Hey, how many triangles are formed by drawing the diagonals from the vertex of a convex octagon? So I could draw them if I wanted to, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So how many triangles are there? 6. And that's easy to do because they gave me a picture. But what if they didn't give me a picture? Would I be drawing my diagonals in there? Nope. I'd use what formula? How many triangles? What's the formula for triangles?
N minus 2.
So I'm going to use n minus 2. So what's n? Nope. Octagon, what's n?
8.
8. Minus 2, which is
6.
6. So there's 6 triangles. I forgot to make clear that you understood that n was the number of sides. Does everyone understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the interior angle sum of a convex octagon? So I take the number of triangles, right? And multiply it times what?
180.
180. Why 180?
Because that's like the overall thing.
That's the whole overall of a triangle. So 8 minus 2, which is 6 again. So 0, 8, 1080. Don't forget your degree. Going kind of fast, but are we going too fast? Okay. Questions? Am I good? Okay. The measure of the interior angles of a regular nonagon. What regular means, this is important. I've said it before. Does anyone remember what regular means? Regular means all sides are, it's the magic word always, congruent. And if all sides are congruent, so are what?
All angles.
All angles. So all angles are also congruent. Okay, so let's think about it. When I figure out the angle for all of them that they add up, right? I take 180 times n minus 2, correct? Yes? But if these are all equal, this would be the total sum, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know 1, so what would I do at math?
Divide by 5.
Well, this one I divide by 5, but in general I would divide by what?
I don't know.
N? No, just n, because n's the number of sides, right? So our formula is 180 degrees times n minus 2, because that gives me the sum of all of them, right? And then we're going to divide by n, which is the number of sides. Because if there are 7 sides, how many angles are there? 7 sides, there are
5 angles.
7, no, angles.
5.
Oh, what?
If there are 7 sides, how many angles are there? 7. You guys are thinking triangles. Okay, so in this example, our n is what? 5. So it's 180 times 5 minus 2, which is 3. And 3 is 0 for 540. Divided by 5. 5 goes into 5 how many times? 1. 5 goes into 40?
8.
No, or 5 goes into 4, 0, 48. So each one of these angles is how big? 108 degrees. Now, if it does not say regular, can you use this? No. What does regular mean?
All sides and angles are congruent.
All sides and angles are congruent. Am I good? Okay, what is the interior angle sum of a 17-agon? So try that one on your own. What is the interior angle sum of a 17-agon?
I give up.
I don't.
Guys, you have a formula. That is the wimpiest thing I've ever heard you say. Look at your notes. You have a formula.
Does that mean how many sides?
It doesn't matter.
Is 17 the amount of sides on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 is the number of sides. Phoenix, are you trying it?
Yeah.
Okay, Noah, you want to try it? Yes. Okay, which formula is for the sum? 180 times n minus 2. So what's n?
I put it.
17. So 17 minus 2 times 180.
Oh, sorry. What's it?
So 180 times 15. So 10 times 180 is 18, right? Plus 5 times, so 900. So you should get
Got that.
2,700.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then divided by.
Nope, I want the sum. I don't want 1. See, it says
well-
sum, right?
So that's the answer?
That's the answer.
I want
That's
one.
why I freaking gave up, because I was doing division.
That's what I was doing.
Okay,
and I was like,
but you have to read. You have a formula that's the sum of interior angles, correct?
yes.
And the other one is 1, the measure of and. That means 1 angle. So if you need to write that, on that second one, you need to write it. This, bless you. This is not for all of them. This is for how many? 1. This is for 1 angle.
What is it asking us on the next one?
Okay. This one. This one says what? The sum of interior angles. So you need to highlight those, underline those, something, so you know which formula is which. Okay, each angle of a regular nonagon measures 172.8 degrees. How many sides does the n-gon have? So what formula do you have that is using a regular nonagon.
180 degrees times minus 2 over n.
We have 180 minus 2 over n equals the measure of one angle, yes? Okay, so what information did they give me?
Wrong thing. It's n.
Oh, I should put n, not 2. What did they give me?
The measure of one angle.
They gave me the measure of one angle, right? So they gave me this over here. So that means I have to solve this equation for n, don't I? And isn't that what they're asking me?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing I need to do when I have division is get rid of it by what?
Y.
Multiplying both sides by
N.
n. So that reduces out. Should I probably distribute the 180? Yeah.
Is that? Oh, never mind.
So 180 n minus 360 equals 172.8 n.
Yeah, you lost me a couple.
Okay, Jenna, you need to be more productive with your questions because I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, just forget about it.
No, you need to just be more descriptive. What do you need me to
I don't
do?
be descriptive, so forget about it.
No. What do you need? Where did you get lost?
I get it.
Jenna, where did you get lost?
Nowhere.
Jenna,
What?
we're going to wait until you tell me where you got lost.
I guess not going on.
Jenna, where'd you get lost?
The N.
The n. Okay. So do you understand we were dividing by the n in the initial problem?
Yep.
Okay. So what operation undoes division?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. So what we did was we multiplied both sides of the equation by n so it could reduce out on the left. So now I need to move the n's to the one side and the numbers to the other, yes? I would like to keep my n's positive. Anybody else?
Yes.
So that means I need to subtract over 178.2 n and add over 360. Okay. So I have to borrow and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So what? 7, 9, 10.
Sure.
So 8 point
Probably doing this math today.
1, 1.8.
Sure. I didn't do any of that. I went. I
We'll
went the
subtract it,
negative
guys. Oh, you go, but you still should got 1.8.
route. No.
You should have.
Because I took 172.8 minus 180.
Yeah, but you still should get negative. You should have got negative, and I should get a positive. You should get negative 1.8 if you do it right.
Okay.
Guys, 180 minus 178, or 172. I wrote it wrong. It's 172.
That's what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Get that.
172.8.
I got
So
7.2.
10, so it's 2, so 7.2.
Yeah.
I turned around my numbers. Equals 360.
Yes.
And then I do what?
Divide.
Divide by 7.2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't divide with the decimal, so I have to move it over once in the denominator and add a what to the numerator? 0. I don't want to divide 72 into 3,600. How about you guys?
No.
No. So what number do you know goes into 36 and 72 that will make them smaller? 9, right? So I have n equals 400 over 8. Now this is easy, right? So 8 goes into 40 how many times? 5 with, then we have a 0?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many sides do I have? 50.
Holy.
It's a lot of sides. Do you want to actually draw that picture?
No.
No. Okay, the sum of the exterior angles. Okay, so exterior are not on the inside, they are on the what? Outside. So think about it. If I add all these up, what shape goes around all of them?
What shape?
What shape is that? A circle. Yes?
Oh, yeah. I'm so
And what is the measure of a circle? 360. So guess what?
It's 360.
360. It doesn't matter how many sides a shape has. The exterior angles will have a sum of what?
360.
360. Now you heard me say what? Exterior, not interior. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the example, what is the sum of the exterior angles of a convex 17agon?
Oh, 360.
360. That's it. Because what word?
Exterior.
Exterior.
Wow. I just this is so hard, Miss Vic.
So make sure it is exterior because I love it when everybody is like, oh, it's 360. No, that's only for which ones?
Exterior.
Exterior. Questions? Okay, so we've got some problems here. We need to apply them. Why would we use this stuff? So this is what we have. It says, suppose that angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent. The measure of angle 1 equals 3x. So that means at 1 I put a what? 3x? Where else can I put a 3x? Nope. Angle 3. So I put a 3x.
Wait, where are you at?
The next example.
One.
Okay. So then it says the measure of angle 2 is what? 2x. So I can just put an x behind the 2. Okay. What is the measure of each exterior angle? Well, I can't find each angle until I figure out what x is, correct? What's 5 and 4?
90.
90, because the interior is 90, the exterior has to be what?
90.
90. So how am I going to figure this out? Add them all up, and they equal what?
180.
No,
360.
360. So 3x plus 2x plus 3x plus 90 plus 90.
Yep.
So 90 and 90 is 180, so I subtract 180, right? Is that too quick that I did that? Okay. So 180 equals how many x's?
8.
8. And then what?
Divide by 8.
Divide by 8. So 8 goes into 18 how many times? 2. With 4 left over? No, with 2 left over. That was wishful thinking for 4, wasn't it? 8 goes into 20 how many times? 2. I gotta add a decimal with how many left over? 4.
2.
4. 16 minus 20.
Oh.
So 22.5.
5.
Okay, so x is 22.5. Does that tell me all the angles? No. But I did know that angle 4 was congruent to angle 5, and they were both what? 90. And I do know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, which is 3 times x. What's x?
22.5.
So 22.5, and I have to multiply, right? So I get 5, carry a 1, so 67.5 degrees. And then I know angle 2 is 2x, so 22.5
45.
times 2, which is 45. How can I make sure I'm right?
Or you can add them all together and see if they equal 360.
If I add them all together and they equal 360, I'm right. Now I'd have to take 67.5 times 2, right?
And 90 by-
And 90 times 2. And I just add them up. Okay? Let's look at the next one. So 1, 3, 4, 6 are all congruent. So 1, 3, 4, and 6 are all congruent. And then 2 and 5 are congruent. Okay. Well, they all equal how much?
360.
360, because they're what kind of angles? Exterior. Okay. And it says the measure of angle 3 is equal to the measure of angle 2 plus 30. So what if I put an X on 2? Where else does an X go? 5. That looks like a big blob there, doesn't it? So 2's an X and 5's an X. So what does that make 1, 3, 4, and 6? If 2 equals X, what does 3 equal? It says 3 equals the measure angle 2 plus 30.
So you have to find measure of 2.
Right, but what is the measure of 2? What did we say the measure of 2 was?
X.
X. So wouldn't I just
So it'd be
substitute?
X plus 30?
It'd be X plus 30. All the rest of them are what? X plus
Plus 30.
30. And I'm not going to, but it's X plus 30,
Okay, that makes sense.
X plus
We're only
30.
finding Angle 4, right?
Yeah, X plus 30. But we have to find X to find 4, right? So what do all those add up to again?
360.
360. So I have X and X is how many? 2 X's, right? Plus, how many X plus 30s do I have?
4.
So I can have 4 times X plus 30? Because I don't want to write X plus 30 4 times, do you?
No.
No. So how do I go about solving this then?
Distribute 4.
Distribute them.
Distribute the 4. So I get 2X plus 4X plus 120.
120. Yeah.
Okay. Then what?
Would you bring the 120 over to 360?
Yeah, subtract the 120 over to the 360.
Subtract the 120. So I get 240 equals what?
Two.
Shoot, I just had it.
6x
6X.
divided by 6.
And that's 80.
Yep.
No.
No, it's not.
Why did I just say
It's
I don't know.
40.
I just kinda went
That's because 3 times
'Kay.
8.
So X equals what?
40.
40. Could I find all the angles if I wanted to right now? Yep, but it only wants the measure of angle
4,
4,
which is 7.
which is X plus 30,
And X equals 40.
and X equals 40. So it is degrees. So do you need to set up some equations?
Yes.
Yeah. Are they difficult equations to set up?
Yeah.
No. I would suggest drawing these pictures. Do they need to be beautiful?
Yeah.
No. Okay, but I think we have one more, right?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like we go back to what kind of angles?
Interior.
Interior. And there is a 90, yes. So what are the measures of the interior angles of the pentagon? So I want you to try this
My
problem.
brain is kinda stuck on exterior.
Well, you got to get back to interior. So look at your interior notes. I want you to try this problem.
I forget what to do. Oh.
You need to find their total,
Do
right?
you know if all sides are congruent?
It would say.
Okay.
It would. If it doesn't say regular, you cannot use the regular.
Okay.
Find the formula that gives you the sum of those angles.
I found the formula.
So use it.
I like know what to do, but I forgot. what
So
to
do
try.
it. Try it. Throw something at it. See if it sticks.
So once I get the like measurement of all of them, do I just have
Then
to-
do exactly what we've been doing, basically.
That's all I have written down on my paper right now.
What's 540 equal?
5 minus 2. I get confused.
Why? Where are you confused at? Did you get 540?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So what equals 540, Addie?
All those combined.
Okay, so all those combined. So how many x's are there altogether?
4.
No, there's 3, 7, 6, and 6.
Yeah.
So 3 plus 7 is 10.
I have though. I have that.
You have 22x?
22. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I divide.
No.
Oh.
You got to get the rest. You got to get 4 minus 3 minus 3 plus 12. You got to get the rest.
5 minus 2 is, so we got 540.
Yeah.
So what's 4 plus 12, Addie?
16.
16. What's 3 and 3?
6.
So 16 minus 6 is,
10.
and 10 plus 90 is 100. So that's where that 100 came from.
I was gonna probably
There's a 100.
That's where, because you have this.
Oh. Why do I have? And then divide?
And then subtract over 100 and then divide.
What did I do?
Yeah, I got it.
You guys have been solving algebra equations for 2 years now. 3 years. Probably 4. You start that in 7th
Okay,
grade.
Got it.
Okay, so x is 20. So how did I find all those angles?
You added them.
You times the,
I times them and added or subtracted, right?
Okay. Yep.
So then you get 64, 137, 132, 117, and 90. And what do they all have to add up to be?
540.
540. So basically, was it the same as the problems before it?
Yes, you just had like 2 extra steps.
You had to find the 540, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys have a book assignment today. It is on the back. It is what, page 349, 5 through 10? Or 249, sorry. You have a whole 6 problems. So you should get started on it.